All right, hello everyone, and welcome to part one of Gaits and Action. So, in this first section, we're going to be looking at uh, words and terms to describe gaits and action. And then in part two, we'll be looking at the different and unique gaits of the horse. All right, so what is a gait? A gait is a horse's way of going or way of moving its legs during progression, characterized by distinctive features regularly executed. The horse is more versatile in selecting gaits than any other four-legged animal, and it uses several gaits unique to the species. Action, the flexion of the knees and hocks, the height the horse lifts its feet from the ground, the speed or rate of movement, and the length of stride. Beat is the time when a foot or 2 feet simultaneously strikes the ground and may or may not be evenly spaced in time. A step is the distance between imprints of the front legs or the two back legs. A stride is the distance between successive imprints of the same foot. The stride stance is the weight-bearing phase. The stride suspension or swing is the non-weight-bearing phase. The speed of a horse is determined by the length of stride, rapidity or frequency of a stride, the overlap time or the time on the ground versus time off the ground. So other terms used to describe a horse's gait. The directness or trueness, the line in which the foot is carried forward during the stride. A horse that paddles does not carry its feet straight forward during the stride. You can also use the term trueness when describing Western pleasure horses. If particularly at the jog and the lope, if there's a problem with the rhythm or the cadence of the gait, then you can talk about that horse lacking trueness, or if there isn't, then you can talk about how true they are in that gait. Power. Pulling force exerted to create a stride. Height. Indicated by the radius of the arc created from the point of the foot takeoff to the point of the foot's contact again with the ground. Basically, how high they lift their legs. Spring. The manner in which weight settles back on the supporting leg at the completion of the stride. It's like clearly demonstrated here by this saddlebred and draft horse both at the trot, where you can see the angle of their pastern and fetlock of the supporting leg as it recoils down as they lift their other leg. Regularity, the rhythmic precision of each stride. Balance, which is the ability of a horse to coordinate action, go composed, and remain in form. All right, some common gait defects. Pay close attention because these explanations get kind of complicated. All right, so first is forging. striking the end of the branches of the hoof or the undersurface of the shoe of the forefoot with the toe of the hind foot, as demonstrated by this picture. Interfering. Striking the supporting leg, usually at the fetlock, with the foot of the striding leg. Commonly occurs between the supporting leg and a striding front leg, or between hind leg and striding leg. All right, so interfering occurs either between the pair of front legs or the pair of back legs. Paddling or winging out. Outward deviation in the direction of the stride of the foreleg. The result of a narrow or pigeon-toed standing position. Pigeon-toed, of course, being where the toes point inward. Exaggerated in high stepping horses almost always causes interference. Winding. Twisting the front leg around in front of the supporting leg as each stride is taken. Sometimes called threading, plaiting, or rope walking. Wide-chested horses tend to walk in this manner. Increases the likelihood of interference and stumbling. In the case of mules, if you watch them from behind, most all mules will wind their back legs as opposed to their front legs. This is supposed to make them more sure-footed. Scalping. This occurs when the hind foot hits above or at the line of the hair, or the coronet band, against the toe of the breaking over forefoot, which is the beginning of the next stride. So if we think about the first one, jump back. So if we think about forging here, okay, so instead of the rear foot coming in contact with the branches of the hoof, the toe of the front leg is going to strike somewhere up here above the coronet band. Okay? Speedy cutting. This occurs when a trotter or pacer traveling at speed hits the hind leg above the scalping mark against the shoe of a breaking over forefoot. In trotters, it is legs on the same side, pacers the diagonal leg. So speedy cutting is indicated by the letter B, scalping by the letter A, which we just talked about. Cross-firing is essentially the same as forging in a pacer, in which the inside of the fore and hind foot strike in the air as the stride of the hind leg is about completed and the stride of the foreleg is just beginning. Pointing. A stride in which extension is more pronounced than flexion. The horse breaks or folds its knees very slightly and is low gaited in front. Welling. A perceptible pause in flight of the foot, as though the stride had been completed before the foot strikes the ground. This may occur in the front or rear and is common in heavy harness horses. Trapping. A gait that is short, quick, and choppy strided, caused by steep pasterns and straight shoulders. Now, of course, in the case of this hackney here, that would be a good thing. a desired characteristic. Pounding. Heavy contact with the ground, usually accompanying a high laboring stride. Like excessive side to side shoulder motion. Horses wide between the forelegs and lacking muscle development in that area tend to roll their shoulders. All right, so on the Prezi, it says to get ready for a big sweep. Since this is going to have to be broken up into two parts, I will spare you from the big sweep.